1 year ago, the island of Solaria was attacked. The attack was swift, but coordinated. Before the guards could respond, the castle was under siege. But there was no army, no battle, or bloodshed. It wasn't before long, Red, the Queen's personal knight, raced towards the...
Hurry!
Everyone, get out of town! Take refuge at the farm! Has anyone seen Froggo? Froggo!
Mommy!
Finn, watch out! Huh!
Red? Red! Oh no, what do I do? Somebody help, please! Anyone! I'm scared.
Finn, I'm okay! Look at me, Finn. We're almost there. Finn?
I can't. I'm sorry.
Finn! Wait! I need you. Nana, are you okay? Let me help you up.
Oh, young one, don't waste your time on me. The Queen needs you.
Don't worry, Nana. I'll help you first, then I'll get to the castle.
Master Red, you are the Queen's sword. She could be in grave danger.
But you're hurt. I can't leave you.
No buts, Master Red. I'll be fine. You've seen to that. Now get going.
Okay, but once I've got Solace, I'm coming right back for you.
Okay, Master Red. Now go.
So up first we have Red and Phantom Red. One of the biggest tropes I like, and it is a trope, is the main character has a sort of dark side equal. And I really wanted that to be the case with Red because he is such a small, innocent, lovable character that it would be interesting to see what happens when he gets moved to a breaking point where he starts to show some kind of anger and some evil. But rather than just have that come out of Red right away, I wanted to show his resilience through the game of how bad things keep happening, but he keeps on kind of chugging along, smiling. He kind of does get down in the dumps a couple of times, but he always manages to kind of spring back up. It's not really until he gets into the castle where you really start to see everything weigh on him, and you see his true feelings come out. And it's really through Phantom Red that they reveal themselves, because Red never really talks about it. He is kind of stoic in a sense. I think that might be a cause and effect of Froggo training him, trying to keep his emotions bottled up. But when Phantom Red takes over, or takes over a version of him, he starts to reveal the feelings and shows that Red has actually hated everyone for the longest time, and he's been holding in this resentment behind a smile. And personally, I just find that so much more interesting than just watching a hero suddenly get over it and be okay again. Because, as Froggo says, he forgets what age Red is, and I think us as an audience also forget what age Red is, and how much kind of struggle he's went through at such an early age. He's only an 11-year-old kid, so to see him kind of go through this and get hurt time and time again, you know, that's going to form future opinions. Which is also why I wanted Solace to be in the back of his mind constantly. Solace is that driving force behind every decision that he makes, whether it's right or wrong. It's her that's kind of driving him, and so he needs that kind of mentorship from her, and that's also why he's desperately trying to get her back. He's lost that entire meaning to him, and throughout the next few games you kind of see that come to pass more and more. And one last wee thing about Phantom Red, I think he's such a lovely tragic character, because he's born from all of Red's negative emotions, yet he still has this compelling urge to save Solace. So it's almost like he's been tormented by wanting to do the right thing, even though he's born of, you know, complete evil and hatred. And I think, you know, that in itself makes him such a sad character. Koi, who is also part of the friend group, the four main friends. Koi has been a tricky character to get right. One that still I'm a wee bit struggling with, both on voice and personality. I kind of settled that I wanted him to be the kind of smart intellectual one, the one that's always kind of looking for and has the answers. And we also don't really know much about his backstory. However, this will be getting rectified. If you go on up to the second floor, you'll notice that our boy Koi is sitting next to a little paper Red, and that's because they're getting their own adventure, and it's the story of how Red meets Koi. So more about Koi will be explored, and we will see more of his personality and what he has to kind of offer the group of friends. And it is quite funny, I should note that Koi's friendship with Finn and the Cursed Isles, I do not know. I didn't plan them to become like their wee duo, their funny duo where they say funny things together. That just sort of happened within the script. Honestly, I don't plan a lot of these friendships. I let them kind of develop as I'm going through the story, and they two just kind of fit together. But must say, I'm looking forward to exploring his personality and his relationship with Red more in Paper Red and the Spirit's Ink. It's actually going to be quite interesting to see him on his own home turf, rather than kind of being forced into what adventure Red gets up to. They kind of start their adventure together, and it's a very bonding story game. With Finn, I wanted to kind of show off almost an anti-Red. While Red steps up to the challenge again and again, Finn typically runs away requires help, and it's not really until the Cursed Isles where we see Finn, starting to get braver and starting to realise that he has to step up because Red might not always be there, as evident by the start of the Cursed Isles. No spoilers. Although it's funny, even though Finn the Duck, Koi the Koi, and Froggo the Frog, even though they're all based on animals, Red's kind of friend group was originally actually going to be 2 other humans, and Red was also a human in the first draft of Red and the Phantom Castle. Red's original friends were going to be someone called Rai and someone called Cecilia, mimicking 2 of my real life friends. And it wasn't necessarily anything that made me choose the path of Finn or Koi replacing Rai and Cecilia. It just so happened that when I was doing some character designing, Finn just kind of morphed into what he is. I never really planned Finn on being a duck, he just happened to become a duck. And yeah, became Red's kind of scaredy best friend until, later on. Should also note that Finn has a weirdly big fan base. Usually when I ask people their favourite characters, it's Finn, funnily enough. And as a wee side fact here for you, Finn actually shares a voice actor with Froggo and Captain Phineas. Captain P. Phineas. Wait, no. Captain P. Ingalls, which is Captain Phineas Ingalls. Wow, how did I get that wrong? Froggo and Red's relationship is very, very important. So Froggo has been around the kingdom for a long time. He looked after baby Solace, who then, once she grew up, he started to look after Red, and so that kind of lineage of looking after very important characters has stuck with him. He's based off Kakashi and Solid Snake mixed into one. So he's very proficient in combat. He's responsible for teaching Solace how to use her rapier, that we haven't actually got to witness yet, but we will eventually. And he's responsible for teaching Red hand-to-hand combat and how to use his wooden sword. Something that is quite important, as Red is usually known for kind of going out to look after the island and kind of dealing with small threats. Now, the evolution of Froggo and Red's relationship evolves between Phantom Castle and the Cursed Isles. You'll notice that in this one, he kind of treats him like a kid. He still kind of, not talks down to him, but still kind of, barks at him to behave in a certain way. As in the Cursed Isles, you'll notice that Froggo has not only a lot more respect for him, but kind of checks people when they also talk down to him as if he's a kid. Now, this isn't necessarily because of what he's seen Red capable of doing or the feats he's accomplished. It's more of the fact that he now knows that they're going to leave the safety of the island and they're going to look for Solace, which means bigger, badder threats are going to come more apparent, and he now has to make sure that Red is ready. Therefore, he can't treat him like a kid anymore. He's got to treat him like they are. At this point, they are basically 2 soldiers hunting down their queen's captive. Now, that is a very serious journey and adventure, and even though it's painted in a very fun toon fashion, it's to Froggo taken very seriously because anything can go wrong. And if you've played the Cursed Isles, go play the Cursed Isles, you'll know right away it goes wrong. Now on to Queen Solace. Quite frankly, one of my favourite characters. I love Queen Solace. I think she's the personality. I mean, I'm really just complimenting myself on building this character, so let's move on from that for a second. Now, at this stage in the game, I don't want to say too much because any more will be spoilers. Her story does get explained more in the Cursed Isles, but what I will say is with Queen Solace, I didn't want just another queen getting captured story. There's so much more to her character than just the fact that she was captured. She's the driving force behind every one of Red's decisions. She is the main focal point for the entire experience that you're playing. Every story that Red is in, from now till I say so, Queen Solace is basically his driving force, his entire reason for being. He is the Knight of Solaria, gifted to him by Queen Solace. To him, his entire being and purpose is thanks to her. And it's not till later where he maybe eventually identifies his own thing. But since you're playing the remake of the Phantom Castle, I can't really get into too many details without spoiling it. So what I will say is go play Cursed Isles. And then you'll get a wee bit of extra, stuff. But yes, Solace, she's an amazing fencer. She's got a really powerful rapier, and she can actually use magic which has been taught to her by Aurelia. Is that a spoiler? Did I spoil something? Nah, that's not. It's not. I'm the creator, so it's not a spoiler, right? Aurelia is a very interesting character that, due to my lack of skill and story structure awareness, didn't show up in the original first one and subsequently wasn't mentioned in the sequel, but she's always been a character I've wanted and needed in the story. She's the king's seer, basically the right hand to the king who can predict small portions of the future. Now, that has obviously ghastly effects, as we find out, which is why the Phantom Castle remake had to happen, because in the original I skipped over so many important things that at the time I thought, people aren't going to care about. But now that people care about it, it's like, what was I thinking? I should have just done it. So a wee bit about her character. She's quite mysterious. We don't know a ton about her rather than what she's said, but even though she's said certain things, we don't know if we can trust her. She is very powerful, and to some degree, she obviously does care about Red and Queen Solace, but she does it in a way that makes her out almost to be a villain. She'll tell you the truth and then cover it up with a coy smile, even though things would be a bit more helpful if she told you, but as she explains, she can't tell you everything or the worst effect of that will come to pass, so she can only nudge you in the right direction. And fun fact, she is played by Caitlin McCall, the amazing voice actress and singer, who is one of the two from Carnival City who did some of the music for the Cursed Isles. And you also know that Aurelia and Lyra are the same voice actress. Aurelia definitely will have a bigger part in the future of the series. She's also weaved in and out of sort of the beginning of everything. She was there when Queen Solace wasn't even born. She predates all that. She predates very far back into the kind of world and lore and story of the Kingdom of Solaria. So I think we'll definitely find out more about her one day. But we've got some more stories to tell. For the longest time, I had no idea how I wanted the Phantom Castle key to look. If you look at old drawings or old inspirations or even the original game, you know that the key has all these different iterations. I'm pretty sure it changes constantly. It wasn't until Nefrendo, the amazing sculpting artist on Dreams, created the key for a banner. She created this using stickers. And she was also responsible for doing quite a bit of the interior of the Phantom Castle, the main foyer. So big props to Nefrendo. She's actually the one that detailed the key, and then I rebuilt it in a 3D sculpt. But yeah, that's the key. Enjoy. It would also be a really cool keyblade, I know I'm not trying to touch on other IPs and stuff like that, but if you extended the back bit, that would be a really cool keyblade. Now, of course, you can't talk about Red without talking about his iconic wooden sword. The reason why it's wooden is actually got a bit of cool story and lore behind it. So obviously, Red is a very short character, very, non-threatening. Solace wanted any enemies that would come across Red to obviously underestimate him, and the best way to do that, other than looking at his height and his floppy hair, was to give him a wooden sword. Now, the wooden sword is actually very sharp. It can cut like a normal blade, and it doesn't damage like a normal blade. It's actually infused with this world's version of magic, which is magic, but it's spelled Maegyck, magic. And that's what's infused throughout the sword, and it was actually made by the forger per special request by Solace. So it's actually a very powerful sword in the hands of a very powerful wee guy, so it's quite important. Fun fact, the sword was actually made by Canadian Jedi, who I call Dreams' forger, because he's always making these really awesome weapons. So I contacted him and asked if he would make the sword for me, and he did, and it came out amazingly. Second fun fact, the voice of the forger is actually Brandon Pickner, one of my closest friends, and the sculpt of the Pickner, the sculpt of the forger is actually one of Canadian Jedi's original characters. So technically it's Canadian Jedi mixed with my friend Brandon Pickner. So, what's next, I hear you ask? Now that I'm finished with the Phantom Castle remake, and it has had this lovely big update with the museum and the skippable cutscenes and everything else, it was time to choose my next project. On the left was Paper Red and the Spirits Inc., which tells the tale of how Red first meets Koi. The entire story takes place on Fisherman's Wharf and subsequent islands around it. And the right statue is the Dauntless Crew. You'll notice a very young Froggo, a young Modra, a young Phineas, Captain Pete Ingalls, and a young Shaunzi. The Dauntless Crew is the story of how they all come together. This takes place 30 years before the Phantom Castle, and it actually tells the story of baby Solace and her being born, and the absolute insanity that follows through. Before Solaria was called Solaria, obviously because it was named after Solace, it was something else, and Solace as a baby was kidnapped by the Greyhounds, this evil kind of pirate organisation. So Phineas, after a job goes awry with his crew, gets forced with either imprisonment, or you can help track down the bad people who took baby Solace. So those are the two projects that I was going between. So Paper Red or a big massive prequel about the Dauntless Crew. Ultimately, I went with Paper Red. I really love the art style, and I'm really having a lot of fun with creating within that world and the kind of paper techniques. And I think that if I were to ever tell the Dauntless Crew story, it might actually be in the paper style format, the same as the Paper Red. The coolest thing about the Dauntless Crew is that it in no point is Red mentioned, obviously, because he's not even born. He's not even a concept at this point. So we actually get to see a lot of the other characters thrive, who are a bit older than, the younger ones.
Celeria was saved. The color returned to our beautiful island. The townfolk rejoiced and named Red the hero of Celeria. During his battle with the Phantom, he learned the Queen had been taken from the island. Having spotted a large ship devoid of color, whispers from the Cursed Isles began to surface. Red planned to leave to find her. Refusing to let him go alone, his friends joined him to find their queen and bring her back home. They set off on a shady merchant ship, owned by notorious ex-pirate Captain P. Ingle, who agreed to take them to the Cursed Isles. With his most difficult adventure ahead, and the fate of Solus resting in his hands, Red will need his closest friends now more than ever, so long as he doesn't lose himself along the way. Ribbit. And that's why we're traveling to the Cursed Isles.
So you're telling me that child...
He's not a child.
Apples and oranges, mate. That rather small man defeated an unspeakable evil, saved the entire island, and returned the colour to it.
Yeah, Ribbit.
Well, mate, I hope you plan on keeping a close eye on him. Savvy?
Why? He can take care of himself.
You don't take down someone so villainous and have it go unnoticed, eh? He's going to have a target on that big red head of his.
I'll keep him safe.
Well, it's all the same to me, mate. Just no acts of heroism on my ship. It's bad for business.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. The sooner we get to the Cursed Isles, the better. For everyone.
Come on, Red. Let's see.
Yeah, you're taking forever.
Okay. I'm coming. It's hard to buckle with these gloves. So, what do you guys think?
Amazing. Those new gloves are great.
It's really nice, Red. Solus will be proud.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oi! Quick playing dress up. We're docking.
Well, that's our cue.
Just need to pick up a few things, lads. Then that's us heading out again. So don't get too comfy.
We appreciate you taking us to the Cursed Isles.
Yeah, thank you for helping us.
No problem, mates. Captain P. Ingle is always ready to help out those in need. For the right price, eh? Besides, you're quite intriguing yourself. Small man thing. Just what are you anyway?
Red, go find Finn and Coy, and then get back here. We're leaving soon.
Actually, mate, if you could do me a favour too. Briggs up at the shipyard has a box for me. Savvy? If you could retrieve said box, that'd be great. He's just up there, by the lighthouse.
Finn, Coy, and up at the lighthouse. Okay, I'll be back soon.
Hey, Red, we've been on that cramped boat for days. Let's train a little before we head off.
Sounds good to me.
Attack these 3 dummies with square to punch or triangle to kick. Take out your sword with elbow and attack with square and triangle. Don't forget to combo attack. Perfect. Now try targeting the last one with R3. Your L2 and R2 become
Focus
dodges.
and illuminate.
Little tip. Only use it single enemies. Well done. Now go see what Coy's doing.
Gotcha. Thanks, Finn. Focus. Focus and illuminate. Focus.
Red! Get up here! The view's amazing! There are 3 ways to get up here, and you can double jump using XX. Or climb this wooden part. Just jump into it to climb, and use your second jump to get up.
Huh. Huh.
Good job! There won't always be one path, so get used to exploring new ways to go.
Got it, Koi. Thanks.
Hey, didn't the captain ask you to get a box?
Yeah, I'll see you back at the ship.
No rest for heroes, eh, Red?
You can say that again. Huh. Yeah. Ah! Ah!
About damn time, kid.
I'm not a kid.
Whatever. Pick up the box with the interact button and get moving.
That's the kind of charm that'll get you hit with a wooden sword.
I like you, kid. Now get moving!
Well, that was rude. Koi box. Yep, I think that's everything.
Hey, little boy.
I'm not a little boy. Hello? Who are you?
My, oh my. The hero of Solaria. I'm honored. I'm a friend.
Okay, friend. What do you want?
To warn you. It knows you're here. If you get back on that ship, you'll be in danger.
It? Who's it?
The ocean is calling out for you. You must go home. If it finds you, it will take...
No way. My queen was taken from her island. I won't abandon her.
Your queen. Her safety is worth your life?
Yes.
So be it. I wish you luck, hero of Solaria.
Why does everyone slam doors and throw smoke bombs here? So rude. Focus and illuminate. Focus. Focus and illuminate.
All right, everyone, on the ship.
And then she said, the ocean's calling out for me, whatever that means.
Strange. She didn't say anything else.
Only that if I get back on the ship, I'll be in danger.
And here we are. Have you told Froggo?
Yeah, he said not to worry.
Not like him to be so casual about a threat. Koi, do you know anything about ocean calling? Koi?
If she's right, we are in danger.
What? How? What is it?
Ocean's Call refers to the Leviathan Ghidorah. On Fisherman's Wharf, it's a legend. Once Ghidorah chooses you, she will hunt you to the ends of existence. Other legends refer to it as the Pit. Once it calls you, it claims you.
So what do we do?
We need land, and soon.
Wait, why is it after me? What does it want?
We're under attack.
Oi, kids! Get up here now! Let's go!
Red! Help! You can do this bit!
I'm here, but I can't get to you. The fire's in the way.
Red, watch out!
These shades aren't going down without a fight.
My sword cuts through them. Hang on.
Wooden sword?
Koi, are you alright?
Just a scratch.
It's not getting bigger.
Hang on, I'm coming!
Red, I'm sorry.
No!
Phileas!
Froggo. Koi. Finn, how could this happen?
I'll make you pay. You'll pay for this. You'll pay for hurting my friends.
What's wrong, baby girl? Your master wants to see me?
Father, I don't know if I can fulfill your last wish. Me ruling an island? How could you think that? I'm no leader. Nothing compared to you and Mother. Someone found me?
Wow, who's that? She's beautiful. Whoa! Oh! Ow.
Oh my. Are you hurt?
Red. Red.
Froggo, Koi, Finn, they need my help.
Red, calm down. It's going to be okay.
You warned me, and I didn't listen.
I understand why you didn't. This queen was special to all of you. Nothing I said would have changed your minds.
But now my friends, they're gone, and it's all my fault.
I have reason to believe that they survived the attack. I saw everything last night. It was a nightmare.
They survived?
Your friends got hurt, but not enough to kill them. If you hadn't have fought off Ghidorah, they would have been picked off in the water.
Fought her off? I don't remember. Everything went dark.
You truly don't know what you did? You fought her off looking like some sort of shade yourself. It was amazing. We have much to discuss, Red, but we need to get back and regroup. Look around for anything that we can use to escape. We shouldn't delay. You need to find your friends, and I must go home to warn everyone.
Warn everyone?
I'll explain later.
Focus and illuminate. Focus. Ha!
Red, before I go, take this.
What is it?
A crystal that will allow me to communicate with you from any distance.
Okay, thanks.
I'll be back as soon as I can. Sit tight.
Ha! Yeah. A ship? I need to see where it docks. Maybe I can get a ride back to the Sunny Isles. Why did I get in a cannon? How can this possibly go? Okay, no more cannons. Okay, find boat. Wow, so much gold. I've never seen so much in my life. Focus and illuminate. Focus. Focus and illuminate. Focus.
Oi, Phileas! Keep lookout. They could be injured and can't move. You there, mate. Get that row knotted down. And you, check out the cave. On the double, lad. If you see a little man with red wavy hair, come get me immediately.
Captain, fancy seeing you here.
Red, care to divulge how you escaped such a terrible beastie? Unscathed, such as you are.
Or why don't you tell me how you were the only one unharmed and all my friends are missing?
Yes, mate. You're certainly fair for not trusting me. But you're missing a part of the story, lad.
Oh? And what's that?
Me and your old pal Froggo were crewmates, sailing long before you could stand.
What? Froggo was a pirate?
Not just any pirate, mate. One of the best. He was my lieutenant before your queen was born. He left my ship and dedicated his miserable life to serving a monarch.
What? He never told me he sailed pirate ships. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No hard feelings, mate. I don't exactly radiate trust. But Froggo is an old friend, so I'll help you find him. Froggo bought that ship for you lot. We were supposed to switch at a checkpoint, but there's just one issue, mate. I'm now without a ship or gold, so I can't just give you the ship.
Huh. Would a cave full of gold square us up?
Aye, lad, if such a thing was so easily obtainable.
That cave is full of gold. It's yours if you give me the boat.
Men, get the gold. You've got 20 minutes. I like you, mate. But just be careful. I've got a feeling your adventure is just beginning.
I can't see a thing!
Don't worry, guys. I'll find you. Real soon.
Finally, I caught up with you.
Hey, nice to see you again.
How on earth did you find a fully working boat?
Oh, well, funnily enough, Captain Piengo was on the island looking for me. So I traded him gold I found in a cave for this boat.
Full of surprises, aren't you, little knight?
Hehe.
Well, now that you're here, it's time to plan our next stop. Ghidorah has been sighted, near the Cerulean Kingdom deep beneath the waves. We don't know who is controlling her, but we have a plan to lull her back to sleep.
You think someone's controlling that thing?
Yes, she isn't one for attacking unprovoked.
Okay, so what's the plan?
There are 5 Ocean Heart medallions. Each hold immense power over our waters. Bringing them all together will give us the power to put her into a deep sleep, allowing us to finish her off. But we need help to distract her while we perform the ritual. Which means we must find your friends first and foremost.
But what does me dealing with Ghidorah have to do with finding Solace?
I believe we have a common enemy. The one who has captured Solace is behind this attack.
Oh, so we find the attacker, we find Solace.
Precisely.
So where do we start looking for them?
The surrounding islands are the closest place they would have sought out. Luckily, your friends are excellent swimmers. You should seek out these islands first.
Wait, you aren't coming with me?
I'm sorry, I'm needed elsewhere for now. I cannot join you.
Oh, okay.
Red, I understand this situation is very difficult, but I trust in Solace's judgment. She made you her personal knight. She believes in you, so I will do the same.
How do you know so much about me?
When the time is right, I shall explain all. For now, make haste, Red. Your friends need your aid.
Hold on, before I go. What's your name?
Lyra.
Ha! 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 Yeah! Ha! Focus and illuminate. Focus. Man, this island is beautiful during the day.
Morning.
Hello.
You want any fresh fruit? Huh?
You! What do you think you're doing here, Nira? Huh? You trying to steal stuff?
Me? What are you doing here, you little pipsqueak? Shouldn't you be off somewhere playing night?
What did you say, you old bag? What? What are we looking at?
That's my son.
What?
Shut up. He doesn't know anything about my past.
How did you manage to keep you being a pirate lord a secret?
Shh. Please, Reg, you can't tell him anything.
Whoa, hey, relax. I'm not even here for you.
You're not? So, why are you in the Cursed Isles? Your island was attacked, Queen taken, and now your friends are hurt and lost? I can't say I envy you, Red. What will you do now?
Well, first things first, I have to look for my friends. And once I have them back, we can start looking for Solace. So, I'm sorry I have to cut this reunion short, but I have to go. And don't worry, Nira. Your secret's safe with me.
Wait. I know we haven't always seen eye to eye, but thank you.
Focus and illuminate. Focus and illuminate. Focus.
Hey, welcome to the Fatal Portal.
In the darkest hour of the night comes a crimson soldier here to fight. Take your blade and cast it to the skies, for only he can decide who lives and dies. Hero in red. Hero in red. Strong and brave, so handsome is the man, evil torn asunder by his hand. Forged in steel, his blade glistens so bright, protecting everyone under moonlight. Hero in red. Smite our foes and cast them to their death. Hero in red. And when the dawn comes, lay your head to rest, with his small companion by his side. Red and Frodo carried on the fight.
Focus and illuminate.
So that wooden sword, magic, is it?
Ha! Two sets of footprints. Neither of them are big enough to be Froggo. Has to be an employee.